Hello, Magic here, and today we got some very juicy news. So if you remember last week, I made a video talking about the 16th Toho popularity contest and how to vote for it. So this time, the results have been in, and we're going to talk about them. Now, if you've seen the thumbnail, you'll know who won. So I do want to make note before going further that this is my second take on this video. The reason being is that I recorded this beforehand, my fresh take and thoughts on... Oh, thank you. Anyway, but yeah, I recorded the first time with my fresh thoughts and takes on it. The issue was that after I recorded and when I was doing the editing on Audacity for my vocals, my computer had some weird issue where the whole screen turned black, but my mouse, my keyboard was still running. So I had to unfortunately close it down, and I lost the footage because I had my webcam working, but my OBS did not record the parts I needed to, so that sucks. So I have to redo this again. So I'm not going to be as surprised because now I already know and I get my thoughts, but this is going to be a much quicker video because now that I know what happens, I have my thoughts, I can give them a much concise moment. So if you've seen the thumbnail, then you'll know who won, and I'm still surprised by this, okay? So if you're going to look at here, the first place is, I know this is Google Translate, I just wanted to make notes, this is using the Google Translate, so some shit is going to be weird. But the first place is Yomu. Now this is significant because Yomu has never won before. Very rarely do other people beat Reimu, so obviously Reimu's in second place. The last person to do this was Koishi, long time ago. Koishi was the first one to trump her. So this time, Yomu was the one to do it. So I want you guys to take a note of this. So this is the point. So Yomu had about almost 100 more than... No, she almost has 1,000 more than Reimu. So that's pretty impressive. I was expecting it to be a smaller, not that big of a difference. Now I want to also take a look at the one press. What this means is Yomu was what was voted number one for the 2,290 people. If you don't remember, if you vote for a character for first place, they will get 2 points. That meant that Yomu had, got that much extra points because of that. Now Reimu, like I said, is about 1,000 behind her, and she has 1,700, which is reasonable given that there's a difference. Third place is Koishi. Now that's not surprising because Koishi has been in the top 3 for quite a while now, so it makes sense. I have no issues with that. Surprisingly for me, because the way it turns out, Marissa is in 4th place now. She's always been either 2 or 3rd. 3rd because Koishi won the last time and she was bumped to 3rd at that point, but now she's bumped to 4th. Now it is unfortunate, but that is how it plays, and you already know the channel, so you know who I was voting for number 1. Just want to take a note of that. Flandre, not surprising, she's 5th, so she bumped up a little bit. That's pretty good for her. Amelia dropped. Alright, let's continue on as best as we can. So Sakuya being 7th, that's not surprising given she was 7th last time, so that makes sense. Satori being 8th. Now this is the character I was expecting to jump a little bit, nothing too crazy, but just a little bit because she is the main character of her print work. Now I haven't read all of the chapters, so I actually don't know how significant her role is, but I was expecting her to go a bit higher. Now I also want to make note about Yomu. So in my first take, I asked myself, why was Yomu so high? Why did she get this much of a difference? And then I remembered the popularity contest takes place after Wily. And if you remember, Yomu was the new playable character in that game. So it is reasonable to think that because of the game, she got a major boost in the popularities. The same thing happened to Koishi back when Urban was a thing. Now Koishi was already a character in Hopeless, and I don't think it changed her that much. But Koishi had some cool stuff because her urban legend with the knife was cool. I guess her character with how she interacted with others was significant as well, and that boosted her up. Now Yomu here, now as you know, I play Wily. Give me 1 second. Sorry about that. Anyway, so Yomu, I played all the characters and I went for mostly the dialogue because I wanted to see how it plays out. Now I didn't find anything too significant that would have made me vote Yomu more than Reimu. To be fair, just to know, I did vote for Yomu and Reimu, so my points counted for them as well. So I don't know why Yomu would have gotten that, but I guess people were super hyped for Yomu that they probably voted for her. That's just my assumption why that was that big gap difference right there. So there's that, and then Moku being 9th makes sense. So I'm assuming this is Satori, because remember, this is Google Translate. I'm not too sure. But Satori has normally been in top 10, so I'm not surprised about that. Alice is dropped out because, you know, the fluctuation, so that's nothing too crazy. This is Sane. I'm assuming this is Sane, because this is just how it works. Yuriko's in 13. She's rising up bit by bit. Excuse me. She's rising up bit by bit, so that's good for her. This one is Raisin because of her long name, Raisin Inaba Udong. No, Raisin Udonge Inaba, I believe that's the way it does. So yeah, whatever. So she's pretty high as normal. This is Yukari because of her name, Yakumo, in purple. So yeah, she's 15th. This, I do not know. I thought there was Hina, the one from Mountain of Faith, but this is that is not the case because Hina's at like at the 50-60 range. I checked on the first take, so that's not. I don't know who this is specifically, so I can't say. Don't know who this is because Google Translate Patchley makes sense. Aiki, yeah, Kogusa, there, Sumiko, yep. Momoji again is always that character that I don't know how she gets so high in popularity, but that's just how it works. Rumia, Chiruno, 24. Yeah, nothing too substantially crazy down here. The only difference is that the inclusion of new characters, because if you see right here, it says last time 2 years before, so this is a good indication to tell where the new character is, because they'll have a number currently here, but they'll have nothing here because obviously they were not characters at that time. So I don't know who this is because of the Google Translate, but I'm assuming this is Keiki. I'm assuming. I don't know, so I can't say. When I looked at this, nothing too crazy happened. I was just looking at other characters. Yaichi is here. Yeah, like I said, this is most of the characters haven't really changed much from the other years prior when I was looking at when I did my first take, so there's nothing really I want to say too much about that. I just wanted to make notes of like the new characters. Sucks for Doremi because, you know, she became a playable character. She had some cool stuff, but even that didn't save her from dropping down in popularity. Kutaka, 56. I don't know who Kane's sword is, but I feel like it's maybe Mayumi, the servant for Keiki. I'm assuming because I can't really tell. More of the new characters. More, I'm assuming. Now they have the Otter Spirit, so they have all 3 of the spirits, so they are characters for this. So you could have voted for them, but I just want to make note of that. So yeah, so everything else is pretty good to go. Nothing too crazy here. Yeah, this is much faster than last time, definitely. So, or was the music? There was nothing. Music was pretty relatively the same, with a few exceptions. So I want to go to there. So when it comes to music, UNON was on top, which is not surprising, and Remelia's theme, this one, is in the second. Makes sense. These two interchange depending on the mood of the voters. So that it just goes whatever ways it goes. Koishi's is third. That's reasonable. Hers is always high. Then this was the interesting one. Entrust the World to Idol. This was Keiki's theme for Wally. Now, this is pretty high. I'm happy that she got a high loving for her theme. I think it was pretty good too. Junko's theme is still pretty high. It's been third, and fifth, which is fine because Entrust was really highly popular this year. And then everything else so far from here, it plays out how it would normally be. So there wasn't anything too significant that I looked at it the first time that I really wanted to make note of. Obviously now it's showing new games soundtrack, Unlocated Hell. I think this is the stage. I don't remember which stage it is. I think stage 3 theme. I can't remember. Yeah, Ceramic. I think this is Mayumi's theme because Ceramic, you know, Mayumi or Junko, Keiki's servant is they're made of like clay, from my understanding. I lost some mythos like that, so I think that's her. Electric Heritage, I believe that was Keiki's stage theme. Patriotical Pegasus, that is the extra stage boss's theme. This saddens me because this is my favorite track of Wally, so I was kind of hoping to be higher, but unfortunately that was not the case. So, plus it was the easiest one to find. I had to respect it because it was Dark Pegasus. I was like, yes, I could find it with the Google Translate. It was not that hard, so I was happy about that. To finding it. Now, I'm not happy about the placement, but you can't change about that. So yeah. And everything else seems pretty normal. You see more of this like Kutaka's theme here. I think this is Ika's theme here. So yeah, the music isn't too much of a difference except for Keiki's theme. She did pretty well, so I'm happy about that. I am hoping she stays pretty high in the future to see if it can compete with them. Junko's theme has been around for a while, because remember, her game is back in 2015 with Legacy. So if it's still remaining high and people are still enjoying it, then I can see Entrust being relatively high in the future. So that's good news. But yeah, this is the second take of it because, like I mentioned before, the corruption of the data. So I had to make it again. It wasn't as long, but I think it's better that it's more concise. So yeah, because of the introduction of Wally, I do believe that helped contribute to Youmu's success in the popularity and how she became #1, and I'm happy for that. Now, this does not always mean that the next character will always be the #1, because Chirino and Aya were from hidden, but they didn't get that far. So I just wanted to make note of it. It really depends. Like, if the next game were to somehow feature Sakuya, because she's the only because look, as you know, the theme is normally human characters are the playable characters for the main game. So if Sakuya was to be introduced as a playable character, taking the place of the other ones minus Reimu and Marisa, because they're always a given, then it's possible Sakuya could rise up pretty high. Could she dethrone the next #1? It's possible if that's the case, but we don't know. I'm just saying that's an example of a possibility. But I would never count Satori or Amelia or Flandre being playable, because fuck, man, that's never gonna happen. You know that. I mean, as a fighters, yeah, that's possible. But as a main game, that's a different story. But yeah, that's gonna be it. That's gonna be it for this one. Unfortunately, I had to make another take, but my computer did not get busted. I was kind of worried about that when it all went black. So it didn't. That wasn't the case. So I'm happy about that. So we can go from there. But yeah, like always, this is Magi, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video.